Let me ask you something. How many times have you said, "Next year I'll do it. Next year I'll change my life. Next year I'll chase that dream. Next year I'll finally start." And yet, here you are. Same place, same excuses, same one day. Because dreams don't disappear, they just get quieter. So today, let's talk about how to stop talking and actually start getting there. We all have goals. Not the shiny ones we show off, but the private ones we don't say out loud because we're afraid they won't work. Better jobs, confidence, freedom, or simply the feeling that life isn't passing us by. The problem isn't a lack of talent, it's a lack of action, consistent, uncomfortable action. So let's fix that. Most people don't actually fail, they stall. They pause their lives while waiting for confidence, for clarity, for the so-called right time. But here's what rarely gets said. Confidence is not a starting point. It's a side effect. Confidence shows up after you take action, not before. Think about someone learning English. They often say, "I'll start speaking when I'm fluent." But no one becomes fluent in silence. Fluency comes from speaking when it feels awkward, when sentences come out wrong, when you replay conversations in your head later and cringe. That discomfort isn't a sign you're failing, it's a sign you're learning. Progress is rarely neat or impressive. It's messy, repetitive, and sometimes frustrating. But that mess is evidence that something is finally moving. Big dreams feel overwhelming because we try to carry the entire future at once. We ask huge questions like, how do I change my life? How do I become successful? How do I get there? And when the answer feels too big, we do nothing. So, change the question. Instead of asking how to change your life, ask what you can do this week. Not next year, not next month, this week. 10 focused minutes a day, 1 uncomfortable message sent, 1 small habit started. These actions don't feel impressive, and that's exactly why they work. Dreams aren't built in dramatic moments. They're built quietly, in routines no one sees, until one day the result speaks for itself. At some point, doubt will show up. It always does. It will say things like, "You're not good enough. You should have started earlier. Other people have more talent." That voice doesn't disappear when you succeed. You just learn not to obey it. The real difference between people who move forward and people who stay stuck is not confidence or courage. It's the question they choose to ask. Instead of asking, "What if I fail?" they ask, "What if I don't try at all?" Because failure hurts, but staying the same slowly drains you. Comfort feels safe, but over time it quietly becomes a cage. Your environment matters more than you think. If you constantly listen to doubt, to negativity, to people who talk down their own dreams, yours won't survive either. This doesn't mean cutting everyone off. It means being intentional. You don't need endless motivation. You need better input. Voices that remind you progress is possible. Stories that show ordinary people improving slowly. Content that pushes you forward, not pulls you back. What you listen to every day becomes the voice in your head tomorrow. Choose wisely. Here's a truth that makes some people uncomfortable. Most successful people are not extraordinary. They're consistent. They don't always feel inspired. They don't always feel ready. They often feel tired, unsure, and imperfect, but they show up anyway. They take small steps on boring days. They keep going when progress feels invisible. They stay longer than doubt expects them to. Dreams don't come true overnight. They come true because someone decided not to quit on themselves. So if you're listening right now, and there's a dream you've been postponing, this isn't a message to change everything today. It's an invitation to start something. One step, one decision, one uncomfortable action. Because one step forward is more powerful than 1,000 good intentions. And the future you want doesn't begin tomorrow. It begins the moment you decide to stop waiting and start moving.